Remember, they changed my image and my voice because they want to make it seem like the white oppressor is the point of reference for normal. The white man loves doing this. He loves substituting the word white and crazy while pretending to be superior and normal for normal. My last video, I really proved I proved definitively that I'm right. That it is fucking insane, abnormal, pitiful, and cowardly as hell to pretend that I'm not the most normal person that ever lived. And that my response to sabotage, the expected sabotage, the obvious, and expected sabotage, the obvious sabotage, is normal. Slurred speech, change of shape, and all. Perhaps me wearing glasses after they caused me to go blind for several days from extreme fuming isn't normal. Perhaps me being upset after they've been persecuting me for years with over 22 witnesses isn't normal. Obviously, I'm right and they're wrong. Point number 1. Groups of rich people in suits that argue that they have the solution, behind the scenes or otherwise, is the highest form of injustice from a secular, agnostic point of view. The highest point of injustice is people rebelling against God in general, from the logical point of view. But from a secular point of view, okay, it is these people playing their stupid game. Rich English, rich Americans, rich Europeans, rich white-skinned people, Asians, token minorities, what have you, coming together and arguing that their fancy schmancy, useless educations mean that they should be in charge and bring in the solution. No matter how much they sabotage other people, it should be seen as some kind of success. Perhaps if you wipe out the Native Americans and replace them, you're successful if you reduce crime after that. Perhaps after you've raped and killed countless black people all over the world, and you take all their most attractive women and make them crypto white, Jew, and Asian, that you're successful when all is said and done. Perhaps if you turn them gay and make it seem like the gay black people are the most educated and most normal, perhaps that's success. It's not. It is fucking insane. It is childish. It is immature. It's part of why they call it a playboy and Babylon baby line system and Rothschild child. It is fucking pathetic. We know that this goes on because that is the concept of a conglomerate. That is the concept of a transnational corporation. That is the concept of social engineering. That is the driving philosophy and ideology behind the Club of Rome. There's no other way. They try to make it sound so I sound Jewish or white or something to some degree at times, sound gay to some degree at times. Can you imagine being so inferior to the idea of the Royal African Falcon, King of Kings, that you say, make it so he seems like us because he's showing us up? Is that not 100% conceding that I am superior? And if they have conceded it in an extremely racist manner, am I wrong for pointing it out? Generational wealth. In America, the studies show that white people, on average, with all the poor white people considered, mind you, have over 60 times the average, the generational family wealth that black families have. White families have 60 times the generational wealth, even though there's countless white people in prison who are broke, in debt, in trailer parks and ghettos. How could this be? Because there is a despicable, lowly, organized rape cult, trashy class of people, kleptocrats, filth, that come together and determine policy. What is allowed, what is socially normative, and more. The normal response to people scrambling to confuse this, while they're trying to refine their psychological warfare, techniques of control, and technologies of control, is to be outraged. The abnormal response, the insane response from law enforcement, from the government, from the community, is to play stupid while this takes place. Just as I've overkilled this in this video, and I've overkilled normal in the last video, you could tell my technique is to go over it again and again and make sure it's overkill. People who are mentally ill don't do that. People who have schizophrenia don't do that. People who are bipolar, they don't do that. They just talk madness. I have over 22 witnesses. People who are schizophrenic do not have 22 witnesses to sabotage that people are accusing the person of making up. Or, excuse me, not making up. They're not accusing me of that. They're saying I'm mentally ill, that my mind is making it up, rather. I have also proven that I am logically the only one who should be in charge, logically Christ, the top martial artist ever, and the most virtuous person that ever lived. Moral, mental, spiritual, and romantic prowess are connecting. After all these years, if they had a viable counter-argument, why don't they present it? They didn't hesitate to troll me. They don't hesitate to argue with me in the comments on video. So why didn't they present their viable counter-argument? Because they have none. Just white supremacist stupidity. Dumbasses. They hid from my challenge for, it's going to be 9 years in December. They hid tail tucked. I ask you this, Mr. White Man. Why you were hiding from my challenge, shivering under a blanket, like a racist punk bitch? Were you saying that you're superior while you look in the mirror? Were you screaming white supremacy while you hid from my challenge? Were you doing that? I'd love to know. All you arrogant English people, French people, you Jews and American rich people and law enforcement and martial arts schools. Well, what exactly did you tell yourselves while you were hiding like a bitch, conforming to pedophile social norms and mass murdering scum who slaughter 3 million children every year with starvation and hunger-related issues alone? What were you telling yourselves? How did you go from that to you should tell me what to do?